The Australian and New Zealand Joint Food Regulation System involves governments at all levels. Our role is to develop and manage standards for food. Some of the standards we develop are for both Australia and New Zealand. Others are for Australia only. Standards become part of food laws in Australian states and territories and in New Zealand. They are enforced by state and territory governments and the New Zealand government. The Joint Food Standards Code includes requirements for labelling, composition for some foods, and permissions for things like processing aids, additives, and vitamins and minerals in food. The code also has food safety standards and primary production and processing standards that apply only in Australia. We also help coordinate recalls and food incidents in Australia, as well as surveillance and monitoring of foods and nutrients. We are not a food regulator. We don't have enforcement powers. There are many other players in the food regulation system. Ministers develop policy with the support of senior policy advisors. The Therapeutic Goods Administration in Australia and MedSafe in New Zealand approve therapeutic goods. The Australian Department of Agriculture and Water Resources and the Ministry for Primary Industries in New Zealand inspect food at the border. The Australian Pesticides and Veterinary Medicines Authority in Australia and the Ministry for Primary Industries in New Zealand approve agricultural and veterinary medicines for use. The Office of the Gene Technology Regulator in Australia and Environmental Protection Authority in New Zealand assess applications to grow GM crops, and the ACCC, or local fair trading officers in Australia, and the Commerce Commission in New Zealand handle complaints about misleading or deceptive claims on food. Fsanz works closely with all players in the food regulatory system, and we all have an important role to play. Find out more at www.foodstandards.gov.au/about us.